Yo, so this is actually my first time that I'm gonna be interviewing two people at once. So everybody gotta bear with me here, right? So as you guys already know, I'm here with the Millennial Flippers. I'm with Octavius and Nick. Yo, gents, I appreciate y'all hopping on.
Hey, thank you for having us, brother. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
I caught y'all in the middle of work when I came up here. So let's just get straight into it. What y'all was working on? I know y'all got some heat coming for the people right now, right?
Fire. Nick?
Yeah, so we actually put together a master class. You know, lots and lots of people reach out to us wanting to learn, real estate. How to get involved in the game, how to get their first deal, how to make their first 5-figure check. So we was putting together actually a master class teaching people step by step on how to get started in the game and make their first 5-figure check.
And I would add to that, I think you know it best, bro. I think now more than ever before, a lot of people are stuck. They frustrated. Right now it's a very sensitive time in America where a lot of people are losing their jobs, and a lot of people, they thought that their plan A was going to work, but it didn't, right? They got fired, so they need a plan B. And we're just trying to help people who are looking for a side hustle with this new project. Honestly, bro, I think that right now is a time to light that fuel in entrepreneurs, because I think the only way that we're going to get saved as a country and as a world is through entrepreneurship, bro, and having podcasts like this and getting the information out.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Nah, I think you guys hit it spot on, bro. We're in a weird time. We're in a once in a lifetime era right now where everybody realized oh damn, all my plans weren't solid, and people are looking for other things. But I think that's dope that you mentioned helping people find that first deal. So staying on that subject, how'd you guys get started?
I'll kick it off. I tuned in. I started off in the MLM industry.
Yeah.
So got introduced to the MLM industry right out of college. I went to San Diego State. So, and I fell in love with just people, sales, communication. Did well in that industry, but I got to a point where I was looking for something bigger and better. And I actually tuned into a free webinar where I literally saw the guy speaking, talking, hey, you can make 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 signing contracts. And that just lit a spark in my mind and said, look, if that guy can do it, I can do it. I had the skills, I had the desire, I had the motivation, and all I just need is the knowledge. And
Facts.
That's why we put this masterclass together that I was talking about earlier, because that's how I got introduced to the game. And I said, hey, if we could share that same industry and vehicle with somebody else, it could possibly change their life. So that was my big start right there.
That's what's up, bro. How'd you get started?
Yeah, I would say, just to add to what Nick's saying, because we always talk about the how we got started and how it all got put together. And for me, bro, it was more or less the why. Because I just remember, I dropped out of college, and I was using Visa to pay MasterCard and MasterCard to pay Discover, bro, and Discover to pay Amex, bro. I was in debt to my neck, and I just needed something different because I was tired of where I was at, And so I just started looking for different business opportunities. You got the network marketing, you got the insurance sales, you got the door-to-door sales, you got the e-com, you got the real estate, and there's so many different things. And then I realized the most millionaires in the world were made through real estate. And I was and so then I just, I prayed about it and prayed about it and prayed about it. And then I was able to work with some companies, learn a little bit of information, and then I decided to go on my own. And then I felt tremendously, bro, over and over and over and over. And then I came I got a little bit of knowledge, bro, and I got my first deal. And from there, it kind of just took off, it took off.
That's what's up. And how'd you guys end up linking up?
Crazy story. Actually, we met through the MLM industry. And actually, when I was on my exit out, I actually, gave Octavius a call. And when I gave him a call, we knew each other. We met through MLM, and then he went into real estate. I stayed at MLM because I just, I was doing real well with it. I was running with it. And I remember when I was exiting out of MLM, I actually gave Octavius a call to talk about real estate. And I said, hey, I know, Octavius is in real estate, And he actually thought I was trying to recruit him back into my MLM business.
I wasn't having it, bro. I wasn't having it.
I'm good.
Because, and so we ended up just, linking up for dinner at a place in Pasadena. And I said, hey, I'm exiting MLM. He was already, in the real estate business. I said, hey, we should bring these minds together and just, run with it. Literally 50-50. run with this thing and run up and,
I tried to get him to say 51-49, but he wasn't having it. So we settled on 50-50. But, it ended up being a good move. And I think, like literally, like no lie, bro, within 4 weeks of us partnering, we closed the deal for $90,000. And that was life changing, bro, honestly.
That's why.
Yeah.
I think something interesting about your partnership, right? And I'm sure you guys might see this as well, but if you realize there's a lot of partners out there, right, where it'd be one is the real quiet one and one's real outspoken. And I feel like you guys are both outspoken.
Yeah. So we got our moments. We got our moments, though. Like, we got our moments. That's a good observation. We got our moments,
Yeah, because me and Levi be complete opposites. Whenever people meet me and Levi, Levi's more chill, relaxed.
Yeah.
I talk to y'all both outspoken. Y'all both out there on Instagram, talking heavy, the whole nine.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting. How, most partners usually become complete opposites for it to work, and you guys are very alike. How long you guys been partnered up?
4 years now, right?
Yeah.
4 years.
4.5 years.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And I think it's interesting because, I think you're not the first person to say that. I think the majority of partnerships actually in business don't even usually work out, which is very interesting to hear about. I've seen, maybe you have as well, just, people, almost like it's like a financial marriage almost.
Facts.
You're dealing with, your company, your employees, with finances. There's a lot that goes into it. So to be able to be in the game, for almost 4.5 years as partners, man, it's definitely a blessing. And sky's the limit. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Even me and Levi have been doing it for 3 years since 2017.
Okay.
And since 2017, we've met a lot of people along the way, and we've seen a lot of partnerships. I'm sure y'all can relate to this. You've seen a lot of partnerships fall off. Some did just mutually. Some did it really nasty. And I just be like, damn, I can't relate.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think is one of the biggest key factors of keeping a partnership together?
Communication is huge. And also that our visions align, and we both obviously are A-type personalities, want to get it done right now, and don't like taking orders from anybody. Yeah. So we just try to keep that level of respect. And if we do have disagreements, we try to iron it out as quick as possible without being too much egotistical. And that kind of helps.
That gets in the way a lot.
That gets in the way.
Yeah.
So that has kept it alive. Communication and just ironing stuff out.
That's what's up. And when you say that you need your vision to align, right? I 100% agree with that, right? Everything has to be in line with the purpose, with the vision, with the overall goal. What is that vision for you guys?
So our vision's always changing, and
as it should be.
Yeah, our vision's always changing. But I would say our vision for this month, because we we got the big vision overall, but we try to focus on what's right now, because that's really all we can control. We can't control what's gonna happen tomorrow. We can control what's gonna happen today. But right now, today, the only thing we've been focusing on is just making sure that all of our employees and our main business, wholesaling business, are doing good, and that we're keeping them on payroll, and we're thriving through the pandemic. But ultimately, it's to create success stories throughout the world and help people escape out of their jobs and give people an option so that they don't have to, be miserable or be filled with anxiety because they can't pay the bills, and they fully frustrated at the crib because their wife's yelling at them because they don't have the money to go on vacation, or they don't have the money to take their kids to school, or they don't have the money for this or for that. And the whole goal is to just enlighten beings and enlighten their spirits so that we can uplift people and just help take them to the next level. So right now, we really focus on this masterclass and putting everything that we've learned throughout the years, the trials and tribulations, and putting that into just one big presentation so that it can just lift everybody up and give you guys just almost like a pathway to get from where you are to where you want to be. That's the vision for right now, honestly.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And what's crazy? I think you just mentioned something. You're like, some people go home, they got their wife arguing about money.
It's crazy.
It's crazy to me because a lot of people don't know this, but it is a fact. Y'all could Google this. But the biggest cause of divorce is financial problems. And I think that's so crazy to me. The people out there will always say, oh, money's not this, money's not everything, this, that, and the third. But you telling me that the biggest cause of divorce, right? Imagine being like, yo, I love you, but the money's not there.
Wow.
That's crazy. So I think it's very powerful. I think it's a love language to put money in someone's pocket or to teach somebody how to make money. It should be a big love language, bro.
And I think that the recent pandemic and the current pandemic has really exposed a lot of, I think people that may have had this vision of what their future was, or maybe they had a sense of, hey, I'm very secure in my job, and this pandemic really, really opened up the eyes to so many people, and that's really why we created that masterclass, was out of just what's going on, and people need a plan B. They need a way to make extra income on top of what they're already making, or just income in general, right? And what better way than to learn how to flip contracts 100% from home, but most importantly, give people that plan B, because it's without a question of doubt, people are out there struggling, and they need a way to make more bread, more money.
No, that's a fact, bro. And I know you guys been doing this for 4 years, right? And for those who don't wholesale, or not even just wholesale, for those of you guys who aren't in real estate in general, that's low-key a long time to stay consistent. Like, for a lot of industries, 4 years, you might be like, whatever. But for someone to run a consistent, fix and flip, wholesale business, whatever the case is, for 4 years, that's kind of a big deal. What do you think separates you guys from a lot of other people who, done came and went, done came and fell off, or whatever the case is?
I think really we just like to keep the main thing. And, a lot of people, they're like addicted starters, but they're not committed finishers. So like right when we, became partners, and just give you a backstory, I started maybe a year or 8 months before Nick and I partnered up, and I had some success and I had some tremendous failures. And then we partnered up, and then we had some failures, and then we had tremendous success. So through that partnership, we made a commitment that no matter, what happens, we're going to go through trials, we're going to go through tribulations. It's all a part of life, and it's all a part of growth. Like, pretty much life is just a school. So if you're not learning, then you're not really living. So we just, we made that commitment in the beginning, and we're like, yo, no matter what happens, bro, we're going to have to run up this bag, and I don't care how bad it gets, we're going to stay committed till we feel like we're financially where we really want to be. And that number is always changing, and our business is always growing. And so I think that that's just one real key, that you early on, you got to make one of those, like, you got to make the commitment of sticking in no matter what happens in the beginning, because that has to be one of your foundational principles in your business.
No, that's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact. I think you spot on with that, with the fact that you just have to commit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of what was that? What did you just say? I'm
yeah. Because I mean, think about it, bro. Like, yeah.
What that phrase?
Addicted, committed. A lot of people are addicted starters, but not committed finishers.
I'm gonna write that down later. That's a bar right there.
Facts right there.
That's a bar right there. Yeah. No, that's a fact. Because a lot of people start off with huge eyes. They see the opportunity to make money, and then things start getting hard, and they're like, damn, I don't know about this no more.
That's the persistence test.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so like what happens is right before you start making a lot of money, and a lot of money could be all, subjective?
That's relative.
Right,
that's
relative to who you are. So like
exactly.
You might be used to making $3,000 a month, and you have an opportunity to make 15, but then the deal keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and to you, it's the biggest deal in the world. Now, there's guys having $1 million problems. You having a $15,000 problem. There's guys having $1 billion problems. So at the end of the day, no matter what happens, it's still the same problem. It's still the same energy. You still interpret what's going on the same way. And so it's just like, you just got to make that commitment to just no matter what happens, on what level you are in life, whether you're at the $15,000 level or the $1 billion level, to persevere and
stick it out.
Stick it out. Persistence test.
And also pounding the vibration. I think that's one of the terms that we use in our business, in the multiple different businesses that we own today, is just continuing to pound that vibration. I think, especially in the beginning of the wholesale game, we was just out there literally door knocking properties. We was out there banging the phones. We was out there just putting up bandit signs, just continuously pounding the vibration until ultimately there's no other way than to just achieve success almost by default. If you never quit and you're consistently giving massive amounts of effort, then you're ultimately going to become successful almost no matter what, but you just can't quit. And you got to continue to pound. I think that goes not just in real estate, but in anything, right? In sports or in any type of business or anything at all, you got to just continue to pound the vibration. You can't quit, you can't give up.
That's very true.
I watch a lot of interviews. Like, I like to study like greatness in all its form. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just entrepreneurs, not just businessmen. And I was actually recently just watching that. Have you seen The Last Dance?
Yeah, with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan,
Incredible, bro.
Incredible, bro.
Oh my God.
And a lot of that translates into like business life, bro. Just like I posted about it today. The fact that he was over here punching people in practice, bro. He was like snuffing people in practice to hold them.
And that's how we roll as well. Like I'll punch Nick, you know what I mean? He'll punch. No, I'm just playing. We don't do that. yeah.
Not physically, right? Metaphorically, of course.
But there are those, like, you know, in anything in life. We're talking obviously The Last Dance, sports, and we're talking obviously real estate, or whatever it is you're doing. You're gonna have to have that aggressive type of mentality to just push through those difficult times. And in sports, it could be practice when it's 100-degree heat to 105-degree heat, and you're in the middle of 2 days, or in business when you're, hey, you know, you haven't had a deal closed in a couple of weeks, right? What are you gonna do when your back is up against the wall? You have to make it happen. So I think that Netflix episode is incredible, man. It literally shows you a guy who's determined and he's not going to give up no matter what, and it's just a clear display of just greatness.
Exactly, bro. It translates directly into all aspects of life, bro. That's why I like that you mentioned that. It's like, it's not only with wholesaling, it's with anything, bro. I literally just watched it the other day, and I was like, damn. I took a whole bunch of quotes from it too. I was writing them down, everything.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, bro. Like, I know we talk about a lot about the mindset, all of that, right? I know a lot of people could find that anywhere, bro. Let's get into some details, bro. I know you said your first deal off the gate, $90,000.
$90,000.
I know that was probably
90 bands.
Facts. My first deal was a fix and flip. I made 35 off of it. I thought I was hitting for something. Y'all hit 90 off your first deal. So how did that happen?
The crazy thing, it was going to be about 145,000. So as soon as we got the property under contract, we went to the escrow office, and the escrow said, "Oh no, we can't do this deal," because like they knew, like we got the property under contract and we already had a buyer for it, so we got $30,000 non-refundable earnest money deposit from the buyer, and they was like, "Oh no, we can't do it." I'm like, "Can't do it? Why not?" They said, "Oh, we've never done an assignment of this magnitude," and I'm like, "What? That doesn't make sense." So we end up going to the second escrow company, and they say, "Okay, yeah, that's great. Let's go ahead and get it done." And And for everybody who doesn't know, you know, escrow company. It's kind of like the middle person between the buyer and seller. You use that to get the transaction completed because they're the one who's going to handle all the money. So we ran through the second escrow company, and they're like, "Oh, we can't do it because it could put us at a legal, we could get affected negatively or legally or something like this." And they're like, "Oh." So then we went to the third escrow company, and then we were actually at the third buyer. And so it took us 3 escrow companies and 3 different buyers to close this deal, and it went from $145,000 to $90,000. We was a little bit disappointed, but when the wire hit, like, how could you be disappointed? Right?
Yeah, I say you're gonna be disappointed.
How could you be disappointed, bro?
Yeah, that deal. And for me, we had just partnered. So imagine me getting in the industry. I'm in the game for 30 days, and that deal closed on like the 30th day of me getting in the game. And so I guess you can call it, I don't know, I don't want to say it's luck, because prior to that we were banging doors in 100-degree heat, door knocking properties for 2 weeks, and then that third week the lead came in and whatever happened. But I think again it goes back to just like I had zero idea that deal was gonna come to fruition after we said, okay, let's get this thing going. But again, we were out there banging the doors, staying consistent, banging the phones, and then boom. $90,000 30 days into the game.
That's crazy, bro. I know you told me the story, and you found this deal through your personal network, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what's funny? After you had told me that, I realized like I never even tried doing that in my personal network. I ended up reaching out to everybody on my phone list. I didn't get a deal out of it, but it was worth a try.
Yeah. No, and that comes from just pure excitement. Like, I was watching, I think that free web class, and I said, hey, this guy just made $20 or $30 or $40 or $50,000. I said, and I just had this excitement. So I started telling everybody, well, I'm buying houses. I'm looking to buy houses. So if you know anybody who has a fixer-upper looking to sell, and it just so happened, it was like a family friend who was in a tough situation, and then boom, they were looking to sell. And the crazy part about it is if I never would have spoken up, that property would probably have gone to foreclosure because it was in foreclosure. It had, massive $30,000 worth of taxes. It was in foreclosure. The auction date was coming up, and she had no plan in place to save this house, so she was going to let it go.
So you actually came through. Yeah, you came in clutch for this.
Yeah. She was the hero.
Obviously extremely profitable because otherwise she probably would have walked away with absolutely nothing.
What market was that in?
LA.
I was in LA.
In LA.
Yeah, LA got them fat profit margins. I see
LA.
that. What does that look like? What does the business look like for you guys now, though? How you guys
Business
currently...
is beautiful, man. We have a Corona designed, pandemic designed, almost like business where everybody's feeling good, everybody's working from home. Everybody's stress free. We do meetings once a day. We do individual calls with all the leaders of the company, which we have about 5 core leaders, and then we have about 25 co-callers in the Philippines, and then we have about little less than 5 co-callers in the U.S. And everybody's feeling good. I mean, it's in a sense we not connected, but in another sense we all connected. And we don't have to physically see each other every single day. So it's almost like you live in 2 lives.
Yeah.
And everybody in the company, almost like everybody's now they're living 2 lives. I feel like this pandemic has helped everybody in our company, like their personal life get better with their family because now they have more time. They don't got to go on a commute, right? And now for us, it's more like, man, we have more time to do other things and help more people and put more people on now because we don't have to be in the office all day long. And so a business now, bro, it's never been better, bro.
You had 25 cold callers. I'm assuming that's your main marketing source, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's
for
big.
sure,
25
for sure.
callers is hefty.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who don't understand, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people to have on.
Yeah. But we have just an incredible team as well. I mean, we have 2 people that are monitoring, training, coaching, almost mentoring these 25 people. Some of them are located out of the country, some of them are located here in the U.S., but we have just an incredible staff that like literally pours their heart and soul into those callers to make sure that they're trained, they're equipped, and they getting the job done. And we always have bonuses and different incentives that we have in place for them, weekly, monthly, yearly sometimes. And so blessed to have the personnel to monitor and train and coach them, and obviously the people out in the field that are on the phone, shoot 4 to 8 hours a day.
No, for sure, bro, for sure. And I know we spoke about this a little bit offline just now. The whole office thing, At first, I thought it was going to be harder to go completely virtual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because technically, we would always do virtual, right? We doing different markets and stuff like that. But we had offices, Yeah. And I feel like it. What do you think was the biggest change in that transition for you?
I would think that the biggest change was just all the beliefs, because we grow up, we think that, okay, a businesswoman or a businessman's supposed to have a suit and go to an office. Like those 2 things right there. Like you got a suit and you go to the office. Now we don't wear suits and we ain't got no office. So like it's one of those things where
I still like suits.
Every once in a while, but hey.
I like sweatsuits.
There you go, the sweatsuits, right? Clean sweats too, right? The clean sweats. So now it's to the point where we just going with the trend of the future, and we believe that this is the new wave. This is the future. This is, less people going to have offices and less business owners are going to be wearing suits. It's going to be more entrepreneurs who are average day people who didn't come from that old school traditional way of being a business owner. And so we're creating this new wave we are the new wave of business owners.
1,000%.
So, you're the new wave of business owner.
No, yeah, that's 1,000%, bro.
Yeah.
I had this conversation. I did a podcast with Xavier Miller. He has like top 10 pod. I think you know who Xavier is, right? We were talking about that, how right now the internet really leveled the playing field because we have so much access to information. We have people like you guys putting out information like this. We have podcasts like this we could listen to. Whereas back in the day, if you wanted to listen to somebody with money, you had to know somebody that knew that person and could get you at the table with them. Yeah. Right? And now everybody has that information. Some people don't choose to take it, obviously, but it's really leveled the playing field. And I think it's really dope. Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm really involved in it or because it's really happening, but I feel like everybody's almost starting to get that entrepreneur mindset. And it's dope because when we sit down and do things like this, we come through and collab and show love to each other. Yeah. It's really dope because 10 years from now, bro, a lot of the people we know, some of them are going to be billionaires, bro. Some of them are going to create some crazy ass companies.
I mean, some people,
I know this
people listening to the show right now. I mean, I'm sure those are some of the people right now that you're listening to all this information and you soaking it all in. And maybe maybe you haven't launched your business yet, but you hearing everything. You're going to be a millionaire one day. Like there's somebody listening to this right now in the car, headed to where you are, headed to where you're going. Like you're gonna be keep at it. I mean, I think that Jay done a great job at putting this platform together so that we could bring more entrepreneurs and bring more motivation and give you guys more examples of what life could be. You just got to take that first step forward And if you already did make that step, then keep going in whatever avenue you're doing, really.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Now, it's funny you mentioned avenues, bro, because that was gonna be my next question. I know you guys are knee deep in real estate, chest deep, neck deep, whatever you want to call it. Y'all are there. Y'all are there. Is there anything you guys are looking to do in the near future that doesn't involve real estate, or is it always gonna be real estate for you?
Real estate, for me personally, is always going to be a piece of my life. Maybe not just the business model we have right now, but different avenues within real estate. And then also coaching, personal growth, and then helping people become the better version of themselves. It's something I got to do before I leave the body. So, I think, we only rent these bodies for a short amount of time, and we here and we gone. And so I know I got to do that. I got to put people on. I got to help people. I got to help people become free and get out of their own BS and get out of their heads and leave all that stuff. So that's one of the things I got to do. And then also just help the homeless. Like, we shouldn't have poverty in America. It doesn't make any sense why we have homeless people walking around when we got all this money in America. It doesn't make any sense at all. So I want to end homelessness in America. And, a couple other things, too. And I know Nick got some stuff he want to do.
I would say, for me, I look at real estate as just a vehicle. It's a vehicle to unlock just endless amounts of opportunity and things that you can really, use this income to be able to unlock those opportunities, Because for me, I think, hey, if you want to go build houses in Africa, or hey, you want to go feed the homeless in Mexico, or hey, you want to be able to build a foundation or be able to create some type of program that's going to feed the homeless or do whatever it is, that's going to take income.
Yeah, you can't do that broke.
Yeah, and sales skills too.
And on top of all that, and a platform, So I see real estate as that vehicle to be able to create this massive amount of income passively, as well as just a cash cow. And then on top of all that, a platform to be able to spread awareness to this. It's just this this craziness happening around the U.S. And I think, again, coronavirus has literally exposed so many different things that I think that we were almost blind to before.
Facts.
Right?
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And I think another thing is just, exposing, saying, hey, the way that we were used to doing business is literally no longer going to be in existence anymore. I mean, you have people, massive amounts of companies that are noticing, hey, we have the same amount of production without the office overhead.
Right.
So, we don't need you to come back to the office. And so, and then you have the employee saying, okay, well, maybe I can sell my house in LA and I can go live in this part of the country and still earn my same income because my job never changed. It's just virtual.
But the fact.
And that is going to tremendously affect not just the real estate market, but how we run and operate businesses each and every single day. So game changer.
The Redfin CEO was talking about that. About Twitter told their employees they could work from home indefinitely. Right, a huge company. They just realized that we could save millions of dollars.
Millions, bro.
And, probably billions.
Could you imagine?
I have a friend's mom who is working for a big company here in LA. They said you don't need to come back to the office. She wants to sell her house in LA and she wants to buy a place in Costa Rica.
Oh, that's fire.
For just a fraction of what her home is valued here, and still work for that same company. So she's
gonna be living like a
living great, living amazing, bro.
That
amazing.
Probably never would have happened if it wasn't for just this pandemic. So I guess you can call it something that just wasn't there, and now it definitely is.
Y'all fuck with Kanye?
Yeah.
I fuck with Kanye. People think he's crazy, but
well, he is crazy.
He is.
Like, we all are crazy though.
We all crazy to somebody.
Yeah, we all crazy.
Everybody's crazy to somebody.
Yeah.
But as entrepreneurs, we especially crazy because taking risks that we take.
Yeah, for sure.
But Kanye, I was listening to that speech he gave during the, where
South Carolina, right?
Yeah. And there was a part which is really dope that you touched on it, Nick, where he goes, he was like, most people moved to big cities during the Industrial Revolution because that's where all the factories were.
Yeah.
And people mostly just stayed in those cities because those populations grew. There was more job opportunities.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing a max exodus from cities, bro. New York is losing people every year after year. You guys are here in California. You guys have probably heard all the news. Everybody's flocking to Las Vegas, Arizona. People are leaving by like the droves, bro. Yeah. And I think that hits into what you just said. Yeah. Right. This year, I mean, it was already a trend, but this year really took it home for some people. They're like, oh, nah, we're out. Why are we paying $8,000 here?
It just confirms.
I can pay $2,000 here.
It confirms you could do, like, guys, whatever y'all want to do, you could do it from anywhere. Just because you live in Boston, or you don't mean you can't go to Miami, or just because you're in Miami don't mean you can't go to Vegas. Like, get up and move, and it's gonna grow you too. I mean, everybody's doing it. You gotta experience that.
Facts. Getting rid of the office was liberating for me as well.
Man.
Because I felt like the office was more for me than for everybody else. I felt like, I had to be there to lock in, to get into mode. Right? And it was really a self-discipline thing, right? You can get into mode anywhere you're at. And I think
that's huge.
Yeah, like, because you right now, you're about to leave LA.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't have happened if you had the office.
Yeah,
or maybe it would have, I don't know.
You're right, it's very free. It's almost freedom, like, to be able to go anywhere we want to go, whenever we want to go, with whoever we want to go, and buy whatever we want, and just if we need to be on the podcast, if we need to be at a speaking engagement, if we got a deal we want to close that is 2,000 miles away, 1,000 miles away, 500 miles away, or even a drive away, like, we could go at any time. To not have any rules or restraints on us is like the definition of entrepreneurship. It's crazy freedom, bro. Especially now because we not tied down by the office. That's huge, like
Facts.
you said. Yeah.
Facts. Because something that it's funny because Levi kind of mentioned it subtly, right? I've used this story a bunch of times now because it really hit home for me. We always talk about the vision, the purpose, right? And for most people start a business to have that freedom, right? That time freedom, essentially, right? But then sometimes we get so caught up in hitting that freedom that we don't end up hitting it, right? And this is what I mean by that. So Levi I just do it for my health. I just eat healthy. I don't do it for the label, the whole nine, right? Because at one point, his purpose of going vegan or, not eating meat was to live a healthier life, right? And then one day we went to Ecuador and we were out there for...
Don't tell me he had some meat.
No. He didn't eat nothing. But that's the thing.
Oh, the discipline.
He didn't eat nothing.
Yeah.
But that's not healthy. But his overall purpose was to be healthy. But if you're not eating at all, that's not healthy at all. And I bring that to the entrepreneurship because we're like, we do this for time freedom.
You know one
but
thing,
now
though,
we're stuck here.
On the physical level, but on the mental level, that's very healthy.
100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Discipline.
The discipline, bro.
I think that discipline, and I don't want people to get, the wrong idea here because, for me, specifically in the MLM business that I was in, or just venturing to the real estate business, I think that it took a year, 2 years of complete discipline and focus, office or no office, to get things going. And I think that that's what it's going to take. I don't want people to think that, hey, you can live this laptop lifestyle. You can go there and travel here and buy this or do that right off the bat.
4 hour work week. 4
hour work week.
That's dead.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember it was a routine. It was like, I woke up one morning and I said, I'm going to get up at 5 and I'm going to go to hit the gym. I'm going to be in the gym and I'm going to get to the office at 7. I'm going to be there till 6, 7, 8 o'clock. And that was consistent for a couple years to get it going. And then, obviously you build a real business and you delegate and you, those tasks, and you build a real business
100%.
that doesn't need you to operate. And then that time freedom comes a little bit down the road.
Facts. So. And it comes down to self-understanding as well, right? Self-awareness, understanding what level you're at in your business. Because some people get too caught up in the hype and they don't realize, like, wait. I'm not there yet.
And the Instagram and the Facebook, because it looks great, it looks sexy. Good. That guy's extremely successful, but maybe he wasn't posting the 2 or 3 or 4 years that he had to grind to get that point.
That's a fact.
Or her to that point.
Yeah, because I was very similar. When I started, I actually still had a full-time job when I started. I was still in the military, and I worked the night shift. So I used to work from 3 to 3. So from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., I'd come home and I'd sleep for 2 hours. And then at 5, I was up again because all my business was in the East Coast. So I had the 3-hour time difference, and I was on the phones, to lock up deals in Detroit, right? But a lot of people don't see that part. Like, I was sleeping 2-3 hours a day, if that, But what people would see was me out here
cashing
them checks. They're like,
another one.
And I think that that's one of the things that I truly want to display is like, hey, I want to showcase that, because I think it's really going to paint a realistic picture for people on what it truly does take to get to that level of lifestyle and freedom and income and all that stuff. So I think that goes without saying.
No, that's a fact.
Discipline and hard work.
And I know you guys pour into a lot of people. I know you guys have a lot of success stories, a lot of successful students and all of that. Who pours into you guys? Where do you guys get motivation from?
God, every day, man, just meditating and going within, and honestly trying to just seek and hear from the Father, and just abide by the steps and be guided. You know, there's a voice. If you calm down your mind, there's a voice you could tap into, and that voice can direct your steps. And honestly, that's why I don't really set goals no more, bro. Like, if you ask me where I'm gonna be in 5 years, I couldn't tell you. But, you know, every day I try to connect to that voice and hear something, and next thing you know, I just get guided. So, and if you take religion away, like no matter what you want to call it, spirituality, whatever you want to call it, and not to offend anybody at all, but you know, if you just be really, really quiet, you could tap into a voice, and there's a voice that could just guide you, and I'm telling you, you'll be straight.
That's a fact. I 1000% agree with you, bro. Yeah. I believe in that a lot, bro. What you about to say? My bad.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say absolutely. I think that's actually one of the things that, you know, we found, you know, very mutual throughout the partnership, is just that spiritual side, right? You know, and I think that that is, for me, it's been like a breakthrough the last year as far as tapping into my, you know, obviously my religion. Yeah. And then secondly, it's just mentors. I think you need mentors, and some of the mentors that I have in my life, I've never even personally met, and they're a mentor to me through podcasts and different, you know, interviews and things of that nature. So I think that it goes, you know, hand in hand, right? For me, it's that spiritual side, and then obviously those mentors that have been there and done that, and you're learning from, and sometimes you may or may not have even met them. So I think
the spiritual side is huge, bro. And people are asleep on that. People be asleep on that part, bro. I tell people all the time, like, some of my biggest financial breakthroughs came after a spiritual breakthrough, not through a business breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
very true.
It didn't come from learning more about the business. It came from learning more about myself. Then I learned about the business, and then it equaled the breakthrough. So I think that's a part that a lot of entrepreneurs don't even talk about, the whole spirit. Because I feel like some people think they sound crazy talking about it, but it's not. Some of the biggest entrepreneurs I've ever spoke to, bro, they always say, you know, they take a week out of the year and just be alone, no phone, no nothing, to quiet the mind, quiet everything down. That's actually what I was about to do after this. I was gonna head out to Arizona, to Sedona.
Oh yeah.
And just relax for a little bit by myself, no phone, nothing.
Yeah, that's that, man. It's no feeling like that.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Nothing like that.
And I know you guys had mentors, right? You guys, and like Nick said, I think it's really funny because he said some of these mentors you probably never even met before.
Yeah, straight up.
So you feel like you met them though. Like even us. What happened when we first got here? You're like, yo, we haven't met in person before?
Yeah.
Nah, bro, we haven't.
Internet.
And that goes straight back to what we were talking about as far as just what the internet has done, right? I mean, I think we hopped on like a couple Instagram lives. You know, obviously know each other through social media. I felt like I already knew you, and I didn't realize I had never physically met you in person. So
that's
when you
crazy,
showed up
bro.
here to get the podcast going, it was very interesting. I just
a little Tinder.
You know,
felt like I already knew you.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think again, for everybody who's listening out there, I mean, really take a look at what the internet has done. You know, the past couple of years, and just where technology is going, and when it comes to business, and when it comes to just how people are interacting. If you're not consuming positive information or connecting with like-minded individuals, a part of you, whatever you got going on, you could be missing out big time.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? That's a fact. It's a big ass dinner table.
Yeah.
The next question.
And if you're stuck right now, that could be the reason why. You're getting advice from the wrong people.
Or you're not shaking enough hands. You're not getting enough advice from people.
That's it, man. Could you imagine? Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But nah, gents, I don't want to hold y'all here too long. I know you guys got that master class y'all working on. I know y'all got a lot of things to put together. So I wanna finish it off with a really strong question, right? Because I feel like some people tune in to get real guidance, right? Like they're like, damn, like what should I do next, right? So I'll start off for you, Nick. If you had one actionable step, right, for anybody right here, like you're like, yo, you got to do this once you get off this podcast, what would that be? Like to be really, really successful in whatever industry they decide to be.
I think to answer your question, I would figure out exactly what it is that I want and write that out. Write down what exactly would fulfill me as a human being, because I think that success without fulfillment, like Tony Robbins says best, is the ultimate failure. So what does success look like for you? Because to the person to the side of you is going to be completely different. And then secondly, once you have an idea of what success and fulfillment looks like for you, then you have to find a vehicle to be able to get you there. So, I don't want to pour real estate down anyone's throat. Yeah. I don't want to pour e-com, or I don't want to pour Amazon, or I don't want to pour any industry down anybody's throat, but I really want to, share with you is just figure out what you want and then find that vehicle to get you there. I think sometimes the vehicle will find you before, So I think that
listen enough.
Yeah.
Right, that is the number one thing. And I think, once you figure out what it is you want, oh man, I think they say it best. They say, if the why is strong, the how is easy.
Facts.
So figure out what it is you want and get after it.
That's a bar.
Yeah. I was asked this question a while ago, and my answer is a little interesting. So I would say that number one, what you want to do is you want to go clean your house, right? Wherever you live in, clean your car, get everything clean everything. Number two, get rid of everything that you don't need, right? Just get rid of it, downsize, get rid of all the junk, all the clothes from a long time ago, from 3 years ago, all the books, anything that you have that you don't use, that you don't need, get rid of that. And then number three, after you get rid of everything and everything is clean, I would say you sit down and on a chair with a pad and a paper and write down everything about your life that you do not like. And then write down everything about your week last week that you did not like. And write down everything about the people in your life that you do not like. And once you have a big paper of everything you don't like, get another piece of paper and then sit down and then just, whether you want to say God or intuition or universe, I say God personally, I call it the all, right? So you sit down and then you wait until you get directions from the all so that you can make your next step. And then once you get that, don't even look sideways, don't even think about doing it, just do it. Because now you know what you don't want, and then you have direct guidance telling you exactly where to go and what you do want. And so when you do that, you can go to the next level and you know exactly where you're supposed to be. And that's how you find your purpose.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
That's fire. That's some of the best advice I ever heard in my life. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. That's a bar right there.
Appreciate it.
I like that a lot. I think that's very valuable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that myself. Yeah, cause like you said, the purpose is always changing. We always got to go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely.
So, okay, y'all want to go ahead and plug yourself in real quick? Where can people find you, bro? Any websites, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever the case is?
Yeah, so everybody cash at me at, no, I'm just Okay, so Instagram, you want to plug in on there. We're the most active on Instagram. We give the most free information because I feel like Instagram is the easiest place for us to serve people. So mine is at Auctavius. It's AUCTAVIUS Bennett, at Octavius Bennett. And then Nick's is
at Flip King. So on Instagram, it's at FLIPKING, Flip King. And then we also have, I think a lot of people, hopefully, if we sparked any sense of, hey, maybe I want to get involved in real estate or learn the game or figure out how these guys are making these big spreads and build this whole thing up, it's at Millennial Flippers, MILLENNIAL FLIPPERS, at Millennial Flippers on Instagram. And then we also have the web class that's coming up.
Yeah, so we got a masterclass every single week for the rest of the year. That's what we committed to. Just go to free REImasterclass.com, plug in with us, sit down. You don't have to bring anything. All you got to do is just bring an open mind. And, we're gonna show you guys how to get started in real estate, how to get your first deal. And no, you don't need a license. You don't need all these crazy things that everybody says you need. And we could kind of take you from where you are to where you want to go. So that's free REImasterclass.com.
I'll go ahead and put it in the show notes as well.
Yeah, plug them in.
Yo, gents, I appreciate y'all hopping on.
You, King.
I know that was valuable. Major collab right here. I appreciate y'all.